Welcome back. Now today, ASEAN foreign ministers are meeting in Kuala Lumpur for a special session to discuss the ongoing situation between Cambodia and Thailand. Chaired by Malaysia's Foreign Minister Muhammad Hassan, the meeting brings together leaders to exchange views and consider steps for de-escalation and stability. The meeting follows the decision by Prime Ministers of Malaysia, Cambodia and Thailand on December 11. To discuss this further, we are joined by AZMI Hassan, Fellow at the Malaysia National Council of Professors. Welcome to the program, AZMI. AZMI, Malaysia, as ASEAN Chair, is hosting and chairing this special meeting. In his opening remarks today, Malaysia's Foreign Minister Muhammad Hassan said ASEAN must do whatever is necessary to maintain regional peace and stability. How would you describe Malaysia's role and responsibilities within ASEAN at this important juncture, Prof?
I think the last few days of Malaysia as a chairman of ASEAN, I think we took a very drastic step by the Prime Minister calling Prime Minister of Thailand and Cambodia, and what happened today is transpired from the last phone call. But the different things, ELANE, is that last July when Malaysia brokered the ceasefire, it was only between the three nations, Malaysia, Cambodia, and also Thailand. But this time around, I think we learned the hard way that we need to involve all the other 8 nations in this case. So today we have all 11 ASEAN members, including Timor-Leste, by giving out their views. The most important thing is, ELANE, is that by the end of the day, what are the concrete steps, what are the framework that are agreed upon so that the clashes on the ground can be stopped, ELANE.
Prof, yes, that's a collective effort that we're looking forward to. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has personally engaged the Cambodian and Thai Prime Ministers through direct conversations. Now, how important is this form of leader-to-leader diplomacy in supporting efforts to ease tensions, Prof?
Yeah, it's very, very critical indeed, ELANE, because it does not involve, I would say, outsiders or third party in this case, because before this, Thailand was quite unhappy with involvement of one superpowers in this case. But right now, I think it only involved the 11 ASEAN members. And the phone call, even though, as I said before, only a few days left for our ASEAN chairmanship tenure, but I guess this phone call is very, very critical because all 2 nations, Thailand and Cambodia, agreed to meet in Kuala Lumpur.
Now, coming together, obviously, we are looking for regional stability. Wisma Putra has emphasized ASEAN's unity, solidarity, and centrality. Now, based on past experience, how has ASEAN approached managing differences or tensions among its own member states?
It is very difficult for this case, ELANE, because Thailand said this is a bilateral issue between Thailand and Cambodia. Nobody else should interfere. But I think last July or last May when the clashes erupted, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, Datuk Seri Anwar, took a very bold steps that by calling both the Prime Minister, they both agreed for immediate ceasefire. I think by consensus or by not interfering other domestic members, I think Malaysia went a step ahead for the best of ASEAN, because we cannot afford, we just cannot afford the clashes between Thailand and Cambodia, because like it or not, it will spread to other parts of ASEAN members. So I think Malaysia has taken a bold step, even though maybe Thailand is not that happy, but we achieved an immediate ceasefire, ELANE.
Now, Prof, you're right. We cannot live separate. We are all interconnected in one way or another. Now, ASEAN places strong emphasis on principles such as non-interference, peaceful coexistence, and the Treaty of Amity and Cooperation. How do these principles guide ASEAN's response when challenges arise between member countries?
Yeah, ELANE, the most difficult part is the non-interference. The consensus part, I think we can achieve that, no problem with that, ELANE. But the non-interference, and as I mentioned before this, Malaysia interfere, well, on the backdrop of we are the chairman of ASEAN at that particular time and right now. We do not interfere, but we want to get the best result for ASEAN. So I guess maybe if this particular issue is bring, until January, then Manila also need to do the same thing as Malaysia did before this. Or maybe Manila said, Kuala Lumpur, you just continue what you did before this, then we have no problem with that. But I guess we did interfere, but we did interfere in a good way. We want to stop these clashes because it affected not only Thailand and Cambodia, but also other ASEAN members, Elaine.
Now, Prof, we're taking the lead, and this is a bold step that can be followed through as well. Now, looking ahead, what does this situation tell us about ASEAN's capacity to manage and respond to intra-regional issues as the strategic environment in Southeast Asia continues to evolve?
Yeah, Elaine, I think we can manage it as the ASEAN 11 members, but it all depends on the chairman. If the chairman just wants to look on the sideways, then this particular issue will never get resolved. But Malaysia as a chairman want to resolve this issue once and for all. First, ceasefire, an immediate ceasefire. Then at least the general border community of the Cambodia and also Thailand talk to each other, because right now they are not talking to each other. And we want a permanent, long-lasting solution in this case, Elaine. But also, I think we want no other countries, the third party, for example, superpower, for example, to interfere in ASEAN matter. I think that's very most important thing. But I put it to the ASEAN chairman. The responsibility lies on the ASEAN chairman, Elaine.
Now, sovereignty we're speaking of. Now, as we close out 2025, how would you characterize ASEAN's overall journey amid global uncertainty and shifting geopolitics? And what would you identify as the bloc's most significant achievement or milestone this year, Prof?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether you agree with me, Elaine, but I think how Malaysia as a chairman confront the tariff by the American President Donald Trump. I think how Malaysia did put out an advisory to other ASEAN members, do not instigate, do not confront Mr. Trump, but try to talk each other. In a way, I think we did achieve 19%, 24% tariff. I think something that we can live. We want much lower, I think. So I think when you're asking what are the most successful thing that we did, I think how we confront, or the other words we can use, how we did face the Trump's tariff. I think that's the most, I think, the biggest achievement, not only by ASEAN, but particularly by ASEAN chairman, Elaine.
Thank you so much, Prof, for your insight. We'll speak to you again soon. Now, I'm off to a quick break. Don't go anywhere. More global updates shortly, right here on Bernama World on Bernama TV.